Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. I hope you're having a good day or a good night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the math for the collective today, right? I'm literally a fucking math teacher right now, a spiritual math teacher, and it's lit. I actually really love math. Like, when I was in school, doing math really brought me peace. Like, putting the equations together, something about the Pythagorean theorem, which I'm gonna have to relearn and come back on here and really do y'all ass in. But anyways, let's get into the energy for today. So y'all know that today is the 4th, okay? So the 4 means culture and freedom, okay? Today I had a really heavy, like I was having really heavy cravings yesterday, and like today, bro, I was having like even heavier cravings. So I was like, okay, I'm about to make food, right? I didn't anticipate to make the food that I made today. It's like I went to the store and it's like, literally I went to the store and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let my ancestors guide me to get what they want me to get today to prepare a meal for today. And yeah, they definitely guided me and it was nice. So I'm like in the middle of cooking right now, but the number of 4, because when I think about the number of 4 equals culture slash freedom, right? And when I think about cooking to me literally is the culture. Like, what does culture mean? Let's start with that, right? The arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. The second definition: the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group, okay? Now, I'm Native American amongst other things. Like, girl, I know I got some Asiatic blood in me because whenever I eat Asian food, seafood, or anything of that nature, my downloads, they smack so hard. Like, I used to make kimchi noodles all the time, right? And sorry for the music because my neighbors are fucking extra all the time. If you can hear it, I don't know if you can or not, but I used to make kimchi noodles all the time. And kimchi is, fermented cabbage with like some spices in it, but it's a really big thing in Asiatic culture, okay? But when I eat it, my downloads were very intense. But the culture and the freedom thing went back into the need for me to feel to cook. I really love to cook. Cooking is an art of mine. I just really love to cook, y'all. Like, for real. So y'all can be in the mood right now to feast, okay? Having a feast, preparing a meal for your ancestors, because my ancestors are definitely very, very present today. I walked to the grocery store and like, girl, there were so many people that were like so attentive to me, and like everybody literally stared at me. Every single person in the store stared at me, and I was like, it was intense. But it was like the look, like some of the people that would look at me, it was like I remember them from like a past life. They kind of gave me like ancestor vibes. Okay, so what did I write down for this? So 2, of course, is the wisdom, which we're in the month of wisdom, right? Using the things that you're going through to obtain knowledge in a way that makes you more wiser, okay? Because wisdom has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with your ability to gather information. And I feel like this is wisdom. I feel like wisdom is more based in spirituality, okay? Now, of course, the year is equivalent to 7, which is the year of God, right? Today is the 4th day, which is culture and freedom, but I thought it was crazy because 2, 4, 7 ended up equaling back to 4, which I thought was crazy, which was 13, so 4, right? Wisdom, culture, freedom, God. I feel like, okay, let me just read what I wrote because that makes way more sense than me trying to do what I'm trying to do. The importance of natural, true expression. A lot of people that were not accepted by their own families joined other families. This introduced them to their culture and ways of living. While culture appropriation is real, there is a need to accept that people did grow up with other practices and have adopted other ways of life. We should be happy when people learn our way of life. This promotes acceptance amongst a nation. So, like, everybody feels some type of way about cultural appropriation. And, like, I definitely do agree with that because there are a lot of people who appropriate cultures and they have absolutely no respect for them. But because it's the new and in popping thing, they cling more to it. Like, I honestly will say that the black woman, and I feel like the black woman this year, or like, yeah, this year especially, I feel like it's really been our time to shine. And that's why I think it's crazy, because it's the year of God. And last night when I made that video, I was talking about how the black woman is God. And this is honestly, a part of that is because when you think of Ra, okay, Ra is like the sun god, okay? And melanated skin is associated with the sun, right? So, hold on, because I need something real quick. So, I feel like our ways of living and how we are has become a cultural trend. But this is also because of the energy of the world right now, but a lot of people don't understand spirituality or what the energies actually mean. So a lot of people can be adopting certain cultures, like the braiding of the hair or the weaves, or all the girls want to get BBLs and all this extra shit to appear to be more voluptuous, like women in fucking Africa. Like, girl, I can't, like, girl, okay, sorry, I just gotta vent to y'all real quick. After I had my baby, like, I got so thick and like I lost so much weight, and I really miss being thick. Like, I miss having my mommy tummy and like my booty, and like, girl, I just miss all of that. Like, maybe I was just meant to be thin because I'm Native American. You know, we used to live off the land and shit, so we had a very like tamed diet. But like, baby, I'm pulling out all the blood in me, because like, we're gonna have to go back to that because I love thick women. Like, and it's not like, it's like I feel like it's just like, drawing a thicker woman, there's so much more detail in it. And like, and not even just a thicker woman, because people say thicker, people will say fat or big boned or big whatever the fuck. But all of y'all, like, I don't know, it's just fucking beautiful, right? Anyways, but yeah, that's really what it is. People paying homage to the black woman and not understanding how to do it in the appropriate way, because they lack the understanding of spirituality, which lacks the understanding of how to properly pay respect to these human beings. Like, yeah, so on and so forth. I'm not gonna go into examples because everybody just is the way it is. And I'm sorry when I say like white people, like, I don't want people to get offended. I'm more so speaking to like colonizers. Like, that's the best word that I could come up with for the people who, you know, steal things of culture and utilize them in the way is just to be trendy and just to be cool, rather than really paying homage to the person and their culture, okay? But there is freedom of speech, freedom of expression. We have to understand that we truly do not own anything, and if we are walking, this girl upstairs is really pissing me off, and I'm trying not to get mad right now because my shadow has been wanting to fight lately. My shadow's been wanting to just beat a bitch down into the motherfucking ground, and that's that warrior blood in me. But we're not gonna do that, because then she gonna start walking. Let me get my headphones so I don't have to be pissed off. Right, find solutions to the problems, because baby, it's not a problem if you got a solution, period. And I just want to make sure that y'all can hear me clearly. But yeah, I feel like us going into other people's culture and learning about them and really learning the spiritual significance of why it is that we do certain things, really, I feel like when you have that knowledge obtained, it makes you wiser in the way that you can adopt these certain beliefs or ways of existing or ways of expression in a manner that truly does pay homage to what it is that you're supporting. Like, I met this boy at work and he got a tribal tattoo. And like, here I go being that girl and I'm like, why'd you get a tribal tattoo? What tribe are you a part of? Like, testing him. And he's like, the tribal tattoo is the significance of the journey. So as I go along and I fulfill my journey, fulfill my purpose, I get more of this tattoo filled in, which is essentially what tribal tattoos are about, right? Like, I really, really, really love that. That he had that knowledge and that understanding, because a lot of people lately, a lot of people who are not of color can sometimes be sometimes they're a little nervous when it comes to when they actually do adopt certain perspectives from different cultures and they're expressing it to someone who is of color, because they don't want to come off as racist, okay? And I feel like it's very important for people to understand like the definition of racism. And this day and age, we've grown to be so sensitive to literally everything that we'd be like, oh, you're doing this, you're racist, or you're cultural appropriating, and blah, blah, blah. And that's really what social media has done to take us away from the truest understanding, that like you're understanding parts about me and you're exhibiting these parts, and it's kind of giving me this comfortability when it comes to me being who I am, because you understand who it is that I am, because you've done your own research and you have knowledge of it, and now I can even give you further understanding of it by being the person who has lived in the environment and has embodied it for a lifetime, okay? Knowledge leads to life experience, which leads to wisdom, which reforms our culture and promotes freedom of mind. So I feel like this is the era, this is the time where, this did derive from this tribe or this culture or this nation, but we are open to intertwining things to really bring back that sense of unity amongst one, because we are all of one creator, one divine. We all share one sun. We all share one moon. We all share one land. It doesn't matter that they've made different states or different countries, because back then, bitch, we was free to roam. Period. There was no segregation. There was no, oh, you stay here and I stay over here. Like, no, bitch, we was in this bitch. We was naked. We was eating fruit off the trees, bitch. I was gonna say the most outlandish shit, but I'm gonna try to keep it cute. I really have like a wild ass mouth. Sorry. Okay, back to what I was saying. So I pulled 4 cards, which I thought was funny because 2 cards came out, and y'all know I only pulled 3 cards. 3 cards to represent the date. So the month, the day, and the year. But 4 came out, which I thought was crazy because of the math. So the Tower came out. 16 was the number. The number added up to 7, God, okay? I feel like God's essence, the knowledge of God, the wisdom of God is really bringing a tower moment to the whole entire fucking world, okay? It's like people's bridges are fucking getting broken because they're like, whoa, like I didn't even know that was real, or I didn't even know that was possible, and like I'm seeing it firsthand, and like this is giving me a whole new perspective of life. Like God has had enough, and he's bringing down and dismantling everything that does not serve the collective, because it's already served its purpose, okay? Period. The moon came out in reverse, which the moon equals 18, which came out to the number 9, which came out to meaning born, okay? So the moon illusions, right? In reversal, it's the In reversal, there is no more illusion. Like, even when I look at this in reverse, when I look at this, I see the sun. I see the sun when I look at it this way, and when I look at it this way, I see the moon. So you see that? And then I thought it was crazy because I pulled, when I flipped the deck over, the next card was the devil, and then the next card under that was the fucking sun. So this is God really speaking on how to properly dismantle everything that no longer is contributing to the nation's obtaining of wisdom, the nation's obtaining of their spiritual being and their spiritual awakening, okay? Everything is being reborn again, and it's being reborn again under God. Now, this is not to take away from the devil, because we all know that the devil is very like, well, what about me? Like, kind of energy. And like, I understand it, because we shouldn't just forget about our shadow side. Like, bitch, I'm gonna let my shadow side live, period. Like, of course, the shadow evolves. And I really feel like knowing God helps you evolve that darker aspect of yourself. But not just knowing God, it's God's wisdom that helps that part reform itself, as well as the knowledge that you obtain about society as a whole and how this matrix reality has affected our mental capacity, okay? The next card I pulled was the Hierophant. 5 equals power, refinement, period. I literally just talked about that. The powers that be, everything is refining itself, okay? The Hierophant is someone who's a teacher, someone who has knowledge, okay? Someone who is of a higher divinity. This could be someone who is also very fluent in spirituality or magical practices, okay? So I added all those numbers up and I got 21, which 21 is understanding. So this is the understanding of God, the understanding of how it is that the nation needs to be reborn, and the understanding of how the culture that has made up the nation is going to reform the power. Okay? That's really deep and my brain is breaking and I have to go into that, but in another video I will, because right now, girl, every time I get a heavy ass download, my brain just like, oh. So, here's when it gets lit, right? Right? Oh. So the fourth card that I pulled was Judgment. Okay, which is the 20th card in the Major Arcana, which equals wisdom. Okay. I keep hearing you're wise enough to call judgment on this situation, this people, this place, or thing. This is giving me the energy of, because you've learned so much from not only just what you've been through, but what the world has been through, it's easier for you to nip shit in the bud. Like, you're no longer continuing certain cycles or continuing certain karmic patterns in a negative sense, because you're aware of the red flags, okay? The signs that tell you that something is not what it should be, which is helping you get out of situations faster than you naturally would have, which would have been creating that like a constant continuation of a cycle that was not serving you, because you couldn't learn the lesson, because you repeatedly were doing the same things, okay? Like, girl, ever since I realized, like, damn, I really gotta stop smoking. Like, I don't want to smoke right now. Do I want to eat edibles? Hell yeah. Am I gonna eat edibles? Hell yeah, yeah. But even that, I feel like, is way better than actually smoking. But the understanding of the effect that physically smoking has on my body, like my lungs, like bitch, my blood pressure, everything, few and far in between, right, has really helped me decide a decision that in previous time, bitch, that decision was not going to be made, period. 21 is 21 can do something for me. So the world is the 21, is the 20, the world card is the 20, I want to say the 21st card, but that doesn't sound right. But you get what I'm saying. So the world, new beginnings, the closing of a cycle. We just talked about that. Misunderstandings coming to a close because the bridges are now being built between the gaps of lack of understanding because of lack of knowledge, which I feel like the internet promotes that, which is why I really fuck with technology and having that information at your disposal. But we still have to understand that we have to utilize our brain to really understand what the information that we're absorbing is actually teaching us, okay? And we have to be open to that as well. So I added up, 21 was the number I got from adding up the Hierophant, the moon reversed, and the tower, okay? Then I got 3 for understanding, right? And then I added 3 to 2 because judgment is 20. 3, 4, 5, okay? So the number came out to 5. I low-key did the math wrong, so I gotta go back and look at I gotta go back and look at what 5 is. Right? 5 equals power and refinement. It all literally ties in together. Like, at this point, numbers are my thing and I fuck with it. But there's so much power in numbers. When I went to the grocery store today, because I allowed my ancestors to literally shop for me, you know what my total was at the register, girl? You know what my total was? It was 11:11. I think it was like 11:49. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, 4, bitch, what? 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, God. Because I really feel like on this 4th day, y'all, a lot of cycles are being closed out. Like, I feel very called to do very ceremonial things right now. And I feel like I've done these things before, but never with intention. Oh, sorry. I'm also purging like a lot of my snot. Like, my snot just keeps fucking coming out, coming out, coming out, coming out. Mm-hmm. 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 It's giving. Okay. I don't really know if I have anything else to say. Like, I feel like the math just is mathing, and I don't have like, what? But it's like, yeah, as you close out these cycles, you're going to be guided to do certain things, okay? Because you're ending off this chapter of your life in this new energy that you're embodying. And you really have to just accept that reality, stand in it, okay? And just continue to move forward, because your journey is your journey, and nobody can tell you how to move. God is literally appointing your moves. Like, that's just what it is, okay? So listen to God, listen to the divine, listen to your intuition, which I feel like your intuition equates to your wisdom. Really get into your culture and your practices. And even if you like feel called to other people's ways of, living, like learn it and then embody it and speak to those deities, speak to those gods, speak to those goddesses, whether they be, invoked spiritually or you meet somebody who's a motherfucking deity. Like, speak to that nigga like the fuck, girl. Oh my god, did my nose literally just run? This is literally what I mean. Like, my snot is coming out. Like, you see, I just got that download out, and now my nose is like profusely running. So I'm ending this fucking video before any more of my fucking boogers come out on camera, and I'm embarrassed. Bye, guys.